Hey everyone, welcome back to Two Healing Minds, where we're all about finding hope and healing from anxiety, depression, and PTSD. Today's topic is one that's super important: coping with triggers in PTSD recovery. Triggers can feel like they take over your life, but the good news is, you have the power to manage them. I'm excited to share some unique strategies with you today that will not only help you identify those triggers, but also give you the tools to take control of your emotional responses. Before we dive into the 5 tips, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Your support means the world, and together, we can keep building a community of healing and hope. All right, let's get started with the 5 tips. Tip 1. Identify your triggers. First up, identifying your triggers is the foundation of managing them. Triggers can be anything: certain places, smells, sounds, or even specific situations that remind you of past trauma. Recognizing what sets off your PTSD symptoms is the first step toward taking back control. How to apply it? Start by keeping a trigger journal. Each time you notice a spike in anxiety, flashbacks, or other PTSD symptoms, write down what you were doing, where you were, and what you were thinking about. Over time, patterns will emerge, helping you pinpoint your specific triggers. Once you know what they are, you can start planning for how to manage or avoid them. For example, if crowded places trigger you, consider strategies for easing into those environments or finding alternative ways to accomplish tasks without triggering your PTSD. If journaling isn't your thing, you can still manage your triggers effectively. When you feel triggered, try a grounding technique like focusing on your breath or describing your surroundings in detail to yourself. You could also use your phone to quickly jot down a few notes about what's happening or record a voice memo. The key is to become aware of the trigger in the moment and take a few deep breaths to regain your sense of control. By doing this, you're starting to recognize patterns and can better prepare for similar situations in the future. Tip 2. Develop grounding techniques. Next, grounding techniques can be incredibly powerful when you're feeling triggered. These techniques help anchor you in the present moment, pulling you away from the overwhelming feelings associated with your trauma. How to apply it? One simple technique is the 5-4-3-2-1 method. This involves identifying 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This exercise helps shift your focus from your internal distress to your external environment, which can reduce the intensity of the trigger. Another technique is carrying a grounding object with you, like a small stone or piece of fabric, that you can touch and focus on when you start feeling triggered. These techniques can be practiced anywhere and can help bring you back to the present moment. Another effective grounding technique is to engage in a simple physical activity that requires your full attention, like squeezing a stress ball or doing a few quick stretches. The physical sensation and movement help redirect your mind away from the trigger and back into your body, reinforcing your sense of control. You can also try a quick counting exercise, like counting backwards from 100 by 3s, which forces your brain to focus on the task and interrupts the negative thought pattern associated with the trigger. These small, actionable steps can make a big difference in managing your emotional response in the moment. Tip 3. Create a safe space. Having a safe space can make a significant difference in your ability to cope with triggers. This is a place where you feel secure and can retreat to when you need to calm down and regroup. How to apply it? Your safe space could be a room in your home where you control the environment. Soft lighting, calming colors, and comforting objects like a favorite blanket or a chair where you feel safe. If you're not at home, consider creating a mental safe space that you can visualize whenever you need it. This could be a memory of a peaceful place you've visited, or an imagined sanctuary where you feel completely secure. When a trigger hits, take a few deep breaths and mentally retreat to this space, allowing your mind to calm down and regain a sense of safety. Another practical tip is to carry a calming playlist on your phone. Music can be a powerful tool for quickly shifting your mood and calming your mind. When you feel a trigger coming on, put on your headphones and play songs that make you feel safe, relaxed, or happy. This auditory distraction can help drown out the intensity of the trigger and bring you back to a more peaceful state of mind. Tip 4. Practice controlled exposure. While it's natural to want to avoid triggers, sometimes avoidance can reinforce the power they have over you. Controlled exposure, done carefully and with the right support, can help you gradually reduce the intensity of your reactions to certain triggers. How to apply it? Start by choosing a trigger that's manageable, something that causes discomfort but doesn't overwhelm you. Then, expose yourself to this trigger in small, controlled doses. For instance, if a particular sound triggers you, start by listening to a recording of it at a low volume in a safe environment. Gradually increase the volume and duration as you become more comfortable. It's crucial to pair this with relaxation techniques so you learn to associate the trigger with a calm response. Over time, this process can help desensitize you to the trigger, making it easier to manage in real-life situations. Another tip is to create a safety plan before engaging in controlled exposure. This plan could include having a trusted friend or therapist on standby, practicing deep breathing exercises beforehand, and setting a time limit for the exposure. For instance, decide that you'll only engage with the trigger for 5 minutes and then take a break. Knowing you have a plan in place can give you the confidence to face the trigger without feeling overwhelmed, helping you gradually build resilience. Tip 5. Build a support network. Finally, building a support network is essential. Recovery from PTSD isn't something you have to do alone, and having people you can turn to when you're triggered can provide immense comfort and strength. How to apply it? If you're isolated or don't feel like you have anyone to talk to, consider joining a PTSD support group, either in person or online. These groups offer a safe space to share your experiences and learn from others who are going through similar challenges. If you find it difficult to talk to friends or family about your triggers, try writing a letter or message explaining what you're going through. Sometimes it's easier to express yourself in writing, and it can help others understand how to support you better. Remember, seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness, and it can make a huge difference in your recovery journey. For those who have social anxiety or feel they don't have close friends, consider starting with anonymous online forums or apps specifically designed for mental health support. These platforms allow you to connect with others without the pressure of face-to-face interactions. You can share your experiences, ask questions, and receive support from a community that understands your struggles, all while maintaining your anonymity. This can be a great first step in building a support network at your own pace, gradually helping you feel more comfortable reaching out in other areas of your life. Managing triggers in PTSD recovery is a challenging process, but with the right strategies, you can regain control and move forward on your healing journey. Remember, it's okay to take things one step at a time, and you're not alone in this. Whether it's identifying your triggers, practicing grounding techniques, or building a strong support network, each of these tips can help you navigate your path to recovery. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more content that supports your mental health journey. Until next time, take care and be kind to yourself.